What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for clicking on the video. For a lot of you, this is your first time here. My name is Michael, and welcome to Bait Chucking. Now, you know, if you would have told me about a year ago that I would be starting a new YouTube channel, I would have told you you were crazy and that I didn't have time for any of that nonsense. But here we are a year later, and this is now my 5th YouTube channel. Now, I didn't start all those channels in that last year. I've actually been doing YouTube for quite some time. But about a year ago, my wife came down with, well, you know, the thing that's going around. When we had to quarantine, I decided to randomly pick up a fishing pole and start going fishing again. Now, I used to fish, I wouldn't say a lot, but I would say moderately when I was a lot younger, back in high school. I was in the fishing club after all, but kind of, you know, dropped the hobby, never really picked it up until about a year ago. Caught the bug, and whew, have I dived in deep. Got our first bass boat earlier this year, so brand new boat owner, even though I've owned jet skis and things like that in the past, but first boat owner this year. And now, thanks to Chris Jones, the world's worst fishing, we're making baits. So here we are. But seriously though, I have had an absolute blast falling back in love with fishing. It's extremely relaxing. I have such a blast out there on the water, and I've been having such a great time learning about baits, learning about the different tackle. I'm a certified tackle junkie at this point. I'm a product manager during the day for my day job, so I love playing with new gear, testing out new gear, and once I started getting into making baits, you know, watching all of Chris Jones's videos, I got sucked in, and I wanted to join in the fun. I wanted to have a channel where I can share my fishing experience with a lot of you. I can have fun with my kids, my dad, my extended family. Lots of people in my family love to fish, and it's been great time on the water, and I love doing it. So in honor of Chris Jones sparking this love for making soft injected plastics and wanting to start a whole new YouTube channel, I thought we'd do something a little fun for this video. We're gonna do a color match, but not your traditional color match. We're gonna match some beer. Now, over the past, I don't know, 9 months or so, I've probably become one of Chris's biggest customers. I've bought in almost every drop. I set my notifications on. I fell in love with the baits. They were catching a ton at the Delta. Because of that, I've been going back and forth, texting Chris a lot back and forth. And thank you, Chris, for answering all of the questions. Thank you for taking all the time to answer all of my stupid, bait making questions. I wanted to do a fun color match, and we all know Chris loves his German Oktoberfest beer. So I hit him up and asked him what was his absolute favorite beer. Well, his favorite beer, they don't actually sell out here in California, so I don't really have access to it. But I got his number 2 choice, which was the Radeberger. The Radeberger Pilsner, to be exact. I figured, well, let's crack this open. I mean, who doesn't love a nice German lager, right? Especially if it's an Oktoberfest beer. And I figured we'd do a fun little color match. Maybe we can do some worms. Maybe we can do some creature baits. We'll see here. And I have some ideas as to how we can go about doing this color match. Perfect. Look at that. Look at that, huh? I know how to pour beer. This lager has a nice golden brown to it. You see that? That nice golden yellowish, nice thick head there on the top. We're going to let that settle down for just a second here. So I have a couple ideas on how I want to approach this. I have a lot of access to colors, as you can see behind me here, but I don't have a whole lot of yellows and what I would call beer colored colors. So I have this gold shad here from MF Colors. Now this is a little darker brownish gold, but then I also have 2 different yellows from Dead On Plastix. We have regular yellow and sunshine yellow, so hopefully we can use some of this to potentially brighten it up. And then the secret ingredient I have for this, yep, that's right, we have beer colored mica powder. Can't go wrong with that. So hopefully between this and some of the other browns that we have up on the wall there, we can come up with a nice translucent gold color to match the Radeberger Pilsner. Now, for the head, we have some PearlEx Micropearl, and then I want to throw in a little bit of PearlEx Interference Gold to give it a little bit of gold sheen on the belly. My immediate thought here is I have the Angling AI Stinger. I'm going to do the full 4-inch as well as the 3.5. And then if we have enough Plastix left over, I do have a 7.25-inch swim bait from Angling AI. I know this is one of Chris's favorite molds since he helped design it. So we can do one of those swim baits. And then I also have the Epic Pud from Epic Bait Molds, which also requires the Craw tube blend of Dead on Plastix that we're using today. That's right, we're using the heavy durometer Plastisol today. So big swim baits, this one requires the heavy duty durometer Plastisol just because of the big giant boot tail that it has. So hopefully we'll have enough to get us through all of that today. I got 2 cups of Plastisol ready to go. And I guess the only thing left to do is to start making some baits. Okay, I can see why that's your favorite. Alright, so we're going to start with our first color here. We got some Plastisol fresh out of the microwave. So I really want to start with this golden shad. You know, I want to know what it's going to do. Could be completely off. We may have to start all over and get a whole new cup. But I just want to try this out here. See what we're working with. I'm very curious. Start with 3 drops. Just 3. Just to see what direction we're going. Oh, my hunch was right. Let's go 4 or 5. Oh, 6. 6 drops made it in there. Would you look at that? Look at that. Let's zoom in there. I mean, right out of the gate, we're looking pretty close. We're looking pretty close. And I bet 1 drop of yellow will do it. We're going to go with Sunshine Yellow. It's the brighter yellow of the 2. Let's just go with 1 drop. What does that 1 drop of yellow do? Oh, I like that. I like where that's going. 2, 3 drops of yellow. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere. Four, 5. 5 drops of yellow, 5 drops of the golden shad. Now we still have to take this into the vacuum chamber, but I'm looking at that right there, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Take a look here. Oh yeah. Now that's what I'm talking about. That is a beautiful. Wow. Right out of the gate. Can you believe that? I promise you, this was not practiced or rehearsed. So I can't believe we actually hit that right out of the gate. I'm really super excited. Now let's add some beer mica powder. What do you say? Let's see what that does here. What does that do to this concoction? Beer mica powder. This is just off of Amazon. Nothing spectacular. Take about a 1/16 of a teaspoon there, maybe a little less. A little bit goes a long way with the pearl powders, I have learned. So let's see what that does here. Oh yeah, it gives a nice little gold sheen, a little gold sparkle. Oh wow, look at that effect. Wow, that is beautiful. I hope the camera is doing this justice. What a beautiful golden swirl. I'm going to put just a touch more in, just a smidge, to give it just that full 1/16 of a teaspoon that I think it really deserves. Oh, these baits are gonna look good. Oh yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. And let's get some of that in there on the second. Oh. Yep. Those are going to look good. Real good. All right. There is our Radeberger color. Now, we need to focus on the foam. What is that foam going to look like? Well, let's get another stir stick out here. Let's get this plastic all mixed up and ready to go. And so for this, let me get my towel. Always make sure to wipe down your spoons. You don't want to cross-contaminate your powders here. So we are going to go with a full 1/16 of the Micropearl. Then, in addition to that, I want to add a little bit of the interference gold. Give a little bit of that gold shimmer in the bottom, and again, a little bit goes a long way with these reflections. So we're going to go just a smidge of the gold. We don't want it to be overpowering. We just want enough of it to be there for there to be an effect. Oh yeah, I can already see that gold playing. And this is just clear plastisol. This is clear, dead on Plastix, Craw 2 blend, and all we're adding is the mica powders. On this pearl side here, the pearl mica powder from PearlEx, the Micropearl, as well as the gold interference. Oh yeah. And I can already tell, because we added a lot of the pearl powder, that's definitely taking over. So we're going to definitely need to add a little more of the gold interference powder, because I'm not really seeing any effect at all. So we're going to put a dollop of that in there. A little dollop will do you. Hopefully this will get us the desired effect we're looking for. There we go. Again, hard to see on camera, but that gold highlight is definitely prevalent there, and it gives that gold sheen reflection. Let's make sure, scrape all the sides, get everything in there. We're going to have to melt these down, heat these up a little bit more, and then get them in the vacuum pot before we pour any molds with them. But just want to get this in here so we can see what that's going to look like. Beautiful. Again, comparing it to our beer, not too shabby. What do you think? Color match looks pretty good to me. Okay, so in looking at the gold, when I compare the two samples that we have here, it looks fantastic. However, the gold is still missing something. I feel like the beer is still missing something. A beer has fizz in it. There's fizzy bubbles in the beer. So, we're taking a risk, but I think we're going to try some sparkle gold. Let's see what this does here. Hopefully this doesn't destroy our creation, but I think it'll turn out okay. Just do a little bit first. Yes. Yes. There we go. In fact, I'm putting 2 whole scoops because that looks so good. Oh, baby, 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 baby. That is what it was missing. That's what it was missing. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's like 70s motorcycle helmet gold. It's awesome. Awesome. So awesome. It needs more. More, I say. Almost grabbed the wrong scooper there. Oh yes, now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that gold sparkle. Now that looks like a nice fizzy beer with a nice foam head when you pair it up with that pearl. Okay, so let's get this in the microwave for another few seconds, and then we're going to vacuum all of the bubbles out. Is that not beautiful? Take a look at those two colors right there. Let's get them stirred up. These should be good to go, ready to pour. They have been vacuumed. No bubbles in them. Looking really good. Just want to double check the temperatures on them, make sure they're relatively close to one another. We have a heavy pigment powder. We also have a, you know, kind of a half pigment, half liquid color over here. So we're at 301 over here and 338 over there. We could probably go a little bit longer in the microwave with this one. Alright, let's see how we're doing now. Ooh, pretty hot. 360. 360 over there. And we're down at 320, 330, 340. And now I guess once you stir it, alright, 330. That's okay. I'm a little okay with the powder pigment being a little more cooler because it is going to be thicker. So it's not going to push around as much. So this one's getting right down the speed, 350 or so. 350. And this one here is at 340. I think we're good to go. I think we are ready to shoot. Alright, we got our dual injector lubed up, ready to go. Let's give her a shot. Alright, here we go. Hold some pressure there. Alright. Top that one off. Alright, I think we're good to go there. Okay, so the first thing you know we got to do is see what the blending block looks like, right? Oh yeah, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. That gold sparkle really kicked through. You got just the smallest amount of the gold sheen on that pearl. Looking fantastic. Can't wait to see how these baits turn out. Alright, so let's bust these molds open and take a look and see how we did with the color match. Now, I can tell you right out of the gate, I already noticed one mistake. I actually shot the molds upside down. Now, that doesn't like really matter for these molds in particular. The stingers are pretty much symmetrical molds except for the little bumps for the eyes. But that's okay. I'll keep these ones for myself, and we'll give Chris some of the ones from the next batch. I made enough plastic, hopefully, to do enough to make a batch for him, some extras for myself, and like I mentioned, a couple of swim baits. And it would not be a Chris Jones video unless we did a drum roll. Oh, yes, Chris, I too know the ways of the force. These, although, are not my drumsticks. These are my son's sticks. He plays quads in the high school band, so these are pretty beat up, and these are not the sticks I normally use on my set. My set is in the studio, so we're settling for the quad sticks today. So, drum roll please. Alright, little 4-stroke roll action for you there. Let's take a look and see how we did. Oh, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Look at that. Nice pearl on one side. Look at that beautiful gold on the other. Zoom in there so you can get a real good look at that. Oh yeah. Looking good. Looking good. Gold there. Pearl belly on the other. I mean, that's a beautiful thing right there. Beautiful. Look at that. Nice gold. I mean, if that's not a beer brown, I mean, looks pretty close to me. I mean, I'm just saying, it looks pretty good. Alright, let's see how these other baits turned out. Okay, let's see what the little 3.5 stingers look like. Ooh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that gold shimmer. I know, I like to peel them off right away because I actually lay all of my baits flat inside of cookie sheet trays. That's just how I do it. I don't soak them or anything. But that, I mean, right there, I'm pretty satisfied. I like the translucent yellow. I love how when it blends together in the tail, you kind of get that gold shimmer happening there in the tail. Really, really cool stuff. And that is just the right amount of translucency too. When you hold it up to the light, it's translucent, so you get that reflection of the white pearl underneath, kind of helping brighten up this gold, if you will, this yellowish gold. And on the back side, that's the reason why I put a lot of mica powder in there, to make sure it's opaque enough to where you can't see through the pearl. So you definitely get a distinct two-toned bait. Awesome, awesome stuff. Look at that. Look at that laminate right there. Beautiful, beautiful laminate. Perfect. Angling AI makes just beautiful machined molds. Fantastic stuff. So, alright. Let's shoot some more. Alright. Let's see how this next batch turned out. They are the right side up this way at least, so that's good. Let's see how these turned out here. Come off for me on one side, sort of, kind of, not really. There we go. Look at that. Huh? Beautiful. I did a little bit slower pressure. I saw some air pockets in the last ones. These ones look to be pretty good so far at first glance. Beautiful, beautiful. Here they are on the black background for you. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful baits. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section down below. Did we nail the Radeberger? The new Radeberger laminate? That's pretty close. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Oh, and those stuck in the mold for us. Beautiful. Huh? Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. That gold sparkle flake really set off that gold. I'm really glad that we ended up adding that in the end. I think if I had just left it just the plain pearl powder, it just would have been a little too plain. It just would have been a little too plain. But even on those little baits, my goodness, that sparkle. That's like 70s motorcycle sparkle right there. I love it. I love it. That's like that 70s paint job. Beautiful, beautiful sparkle there. Alright, well, we just put everything in the vacuum chamber one last time to get all those bubbles out. And we definitely need to get it in the microwave one last time But we got just a little bit of plastic left, enough for us to pour some swim baits. So we have the hot plate heating up to 100 degrees Celsius. My hot plate happens to read in Celsius, so I like to pour at 100 degrees Celsius. I found this works out great for me. And then what I'll do is, once I have all the layers poured in, we'll turn it up to 160 degrees Celsius, let it come up the temperature. We let it bake there for 10 minutes and then cut off the power. We have the 7¼ inch Angling AI Chris Jones swim bait here, and then we have the Epic Bait Molds 3.5 inch Epic Pud designed by Marling Baits right here. So we should have enough to pour both. Real simple. We're just going to go with the pearl color for the belly here, which is the foam or the head of our lager, and then we have the actual golden lager color itself for the top half. So kind of like a golden shad, golden shiner. We're only doing 2 colors, bottom layer, top layer, keeping it real simple, just using up the rest of the plastic that we have left over. All right, our plastic's ready to pour. Let's get this belly in here. And we want to go just above the hook slot. We're going to cut it off right above that hook slot. Nice hot mold. Plastic's going to flow exactly where it needs to flow. I like to follow that all the way up and stop. Just like Uncle Chris taught us. Oh no! We'll take care of that afterwards. We'll get that afterwards. Alright, let's get the Epic Prey Bait. Nice and slow. Slow and steady. Beautiful. I love it. Alright, let's get our gold ready. Okay. We've got our top gold layer ready to go. Here we go. I'm just going to fill her up nice and slow. Let it flow where it needs to flow. All right, down into the tail. Beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully we have enough left over here for the Epic Pud. I think we should. Awesome, and there we go. So we're going to turn the heat up on those to 160 degrees Celsius and let that bake for 10 minutes, and then we'll see you on the other side. Alright, and we are back, and you can see we've got an entire tray of the stingers poured up. The full 4-inch stingers as well as the 3.5-inch stingers, all poured up in that beautiful, beautiful Radeberger Pilsner laminate. Very, very excited. We even went ahead and we melted the sprues together while the swim bait was cooling down, and we took that and we poured some 3.5 and some 2.8 gillies. This mold is from Hog Salad. They make great, great molds right up there on par with Angling AI Epic Bait Molds. The quality is top notch. So gilly baits, 2.8, 3.5, these both come from Hog Salad, and just had some fun pouring those up. Also poured up a couple of the Epic Baits Ned Craws as well. So lots of little fun gifts for you there, Chris. So those are all coming your way, but let's not wait any longer. Let's take a look first at the Epic Bait Molds 3.5-inch Epic Pud. So again, just a simple 2-color laminate is all we did for the Radeberger Pilsner. See if we can get this to come off on the one side. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Huh? Gorgeous. I'm looking at it backwards from you. I'm looking at it from the top down, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Let me pull that out of the mold. Take a look at that. Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Looks like we got a nice laminate. No cold cracks or anything like that, so that's good. The way the gold just shines, the light passes through the back of that tail. Looks really cool. Really, really cool. We'll get some close-up shots of all of these as well here at the end of the video, so don't you worry. But that epic pud is looking really, really good. So we'll just kind of set that aside right over here. Now, the big one. Angling AI 7.2 inch. 7.25 inch, something like that. Alright, let's see here. Is it going to stay for us? Nope. What side? It wants to come out on the other side. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. There we go. Huh? Take a look at that. Beautiful. No cold cracking anywhere. Everything got up to temperature. That gold looks really, really good on top of that pearl belly. Look at that. What a beautiful swim bait. This mold is stunning. Absolutely stunning. What we need to do now is we need to get some eyes in it. Alright, and here we are. Check it out. We got some eyes in there now. Looks a lot more complete with the eye in there. Oh yeah. Beautiful 7 1/4 inch swim bait there. Tiny little 3.5 inch epic pud. Beautiful, beautiful baits. Alright, let's take a look at the whole spread. Well, that's about going to wrap it up for this video. There it is, folks. The Radeberger laminate. It's the hottest new color coming to a body of water near you sometime soon. I had a ton of fun making this first video here for the channel. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments below. If there's a color match you want to see, if you thought I hit the color, if you thought maybe I needed some more improvement, let me know down in the comments below as well. And if you're new, which most likely you are, and you enjoyed this video and you want to subscribe, hey, more power to you. It's free all month long. That's right, subscriptions are free around here at Bait Chuckin'. You know how we do it. Until next time, folks, you all know who it is. Your friend on this end, Michael, out here around the Delta Sloughs, reminding you to keep on chucking. I'll get back with you.